That was The Killers on XFM. Josh Widdicombe on a Saturday morning with producer Neil.
Good morning.
I've just realised that's probably... I was just doing the maths in my head. That might be 10 years ago, that song.
Yeah, the debut came out 10 years ago.
Makes me want to kill myself. That's unbelievable. Where's the time go now?
Don't know.
Okay, well, moving on. What a start. I mean, it was a kind of metaphysical question to start, you know, kind of philosophical. It's quite a philosophical kind of show we're doing today. I was going to start each link with a, what is love? And stuff like that. How are you, Neil? That's just a general question. That's not...
I'm not too bad. I've got you a present this morning, Josh.
Oh, thank you.
Well, my wife has.
Oh,
have
a cake.
3/4 of a cake.
I mean, that's... So thank you very much, obviously.
Yeah.
To Alex. Thank you. Job done. The thanks... Why 3/4? Well, it's a third, isn't it?
Well, a third, yeah.
If you were to look at if you were to look on the angles on that, if you're trying to picture it at home, you're looking at... I mean... It's almost half. I'd say it's less than a third, more 2/5.
Okay. She just had some friends over and there was leftover cake, so I said, can I take it into work?
Victoria Sponge?
Yep, classic.
Was that one of the friends, eh? Banter. Is it good?
I haven't tried it yet.
People are really into baking now, aren't they? That's the thing.
It's the one thing that keeps our daughter quiet, is just to watch Alex in the kitchen.
Right. I thought you were gonna say something, more of a point on people being into baking. I thought you were gonna say something like, it's one thing that binds our nation together.
No.
Do you watch the Bake Off?
I don't, no. I find it quite tedious. I'm more a ready, steady cook, rewatching on
Paul
Challenge.
Hollywood is doing a tour. He's playing Hammersmith Apollo.
So he's the guy from...
He's the guy from Bake Off.
Yeah.
What is that show? What is he going to do?
I don't know.
Text in if you've got any suggestion. I mean, no one's going to turn up to live baking, are they? Except perhaps your daughter. Is that what you're going to do? Have to take your daughter to see Paul Hollywood just to get her to sleep?
I hope not.
No.
I
mean, it wouldn't. It's not your scene, is it?
No.
Do you bake?
I have been known to bake.
Have you?
Yeah.
What have you baked?
Victoria Sponge mainly. Rice Krispie cakes. Cornflake cakes.
Cornflake cakes. I mean, that's not proper baking. That's what you get children to do.
All right.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
Oh, you got very defensive over your baking.
I'm going to blow your mind with the cake next week, then.
Should we have a bake-off?
Yes.
So you do a baking next week.
Yep.
And then I'll buy a cake the following week.
That's not how it works.
Should we have a bake-off?
Okay.
All right, next week. Do you want to go first or second? Or should we both do next week?
We'll both do next week.
I've got last leg next week. We'll do it in 3 weeks. Because then I'll have Friday off. Deal?
Okay, deal.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Coldplay, Magic on XFM. I don't think we should be playing songs about other radio stations, Neil, but, thought that'd appeal to you. Bit of a,
Can't play anything by Kiss.
Can't play anything by Kiss? Oh, we've started a game. Yeah.
Nothing by, Groove is in the Heart.
Groove is in the Heart. What's Groove? Is Groove a radio station?
No, it's the song, Groove is in the Heart.
No, I know. Oh, Heart. Sorry,
yeah.
I was...
All right, that's what you were struggling with.
Yeah, I was thinking, Groove FM, that sounds amazing. Hello, and welcome to Groove FM. This is Josh Widdicombe on Groove FM, and coming up after the news, more groovy music. Groove on. Right. So, here we go. We're on to Any Other Business, on Groove FM, and, Any Other Business is our section in which... It's kind of our points of view, isn't it? It's a right to reply. We want people to pick us up on the smallest kind of pedantry issues.
Panickety
on Groove FM. It's the panickety hour on Groove FM. Right. Got a few here. And as always, Neil, you can uphold...
Yep.
With the bell. Oh. Which, little tip when pressing one of those hotel bells, if you hold it in your hand, it does muffle it. So, do you want to just do that sound effect again with and do it while you're holding it?
So I'm going to do it.
Is that how you're going to do it?
Yeah.
That's if you overrule. That's how it works. Okay. If you uphold, you get the bell. If you overrule, you get a muffled bell. So I describe you, eh? Banter. Lovely, let's move on. Dear Josh and producer Neil, AOB, full stop, new paragraph. What a great way to start a email. Whilst enjoying as always, your podcast, thank you very much. And this week's Down on the Fern, for listeners, that was a game devised by my dad in which people recognise tractor sounds. And it was as good as it sounds. Just as you played the distinct sound of the 1961 three-cylinder Massey Ferguson 35, I walked past a field when I was suddenly hit by the smell of silage. At that very moment, I felt like I was a farmer in a tractor out toiling in the fields. Reminiscent of Noel's house party's Smell-O-Vision. I don't remember Smell-O-Vision. Do you remember Smell-O-Vision?
I don't, but I remember growing up seeing something on Blue Peter about how they thought in the future magazines like Radio Times would come with scratch cards that contained smells, and you would watch a show and scratch off.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I remember.
So what would that... Anyway, let's get to the end and then we'll discuss. Yeah. I wondered if you'd ever thought of coming up with your own multi-dimensional radio broadcasts. Well, you know.
We struggle with one.
Yeah, we're only doing one of the senses, aren't we? Currently, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I thoroughly enjoy the show. Keep up the good work. Cheers, Peter, Wally, Exmoor, Somerset. You can't really uphold or deny that. But we can say, which sense would you... So the other four options, but hearing, dealt with.
Yeah.
I think we've really nailed that. So we've got the option of touch, which would be weird, because you'd go, here's producer Neil, and then they'd have to kind of touch something that felt like you. No,
I think we touch people anyway with our amazing content.
Oh, very good. Very friends. Good. Yeah. That was very nice. So can you do it for the other three? Here, sight. Well, we do photos, don't we?
And theatre of the mind.
Theatre of the mind, very good. Taste.
People probably listen to this think, oh, what's that taste it's bringing up in the back of my throat?
Well, last week, it would have been good if we'd said, when we talked about Angel... I mean, when you'd given me the Victoria Sponge earlier, we'd... Let's move on.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, while talking about crushes, you mentioned Martina Hingis. Stand by it. And referenced her being on the ATP tour. She would have been on the WTA tour, Josh, what with her being a woman. Shocking inaccuracy in light of your apparent admiration. Ryan from Berlin. Oh,
wow.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Not just abroad, but, you know. I imagine he's listening to the podcast while taking in the studio where David Bowie wrote Low. That's how I imagine it.
Yeah, could be.
Could be. So,
well, got to uphold.
Yeah. Excellent point, actually. I didn't realise there was two different tours. Third one. Dear Josh and producer Neil, for any other business feature, I'd like to point out that last week on the show, in response to Neil's butterscotch, open brackets rather than strawberry close brackets, Angel Delight relapse, are you off the wagon?
Seemingly so.
You said, bring on the diabetes. I pulled out a couple of Angel Delight packets from my stash. I mean, that goes with relapse. I mean, we presume Angel Delight. I don't know if he's got it off some kind of dealer. I hope it's not cut with a different thing. I pulled out a couple of Angel Delight packets with my stash, and it turns out it's cut with Instant Whip. This is unbelievable. And it turns out there is actually a fair bit more fat in the strawberry flavour than the butterscotch, which has only a tiny bit more sugar. Who would have thought that the increased deliciousness of butterscotch would come at no extra price? Lots of love, Ross from Bristol. Are you...
What, he's pulled out the source material and proven right.
But I don't understand what he's proven.
That you said bring on the diabetes, whereas in fact it would probably be more diabetic to have the strawberry one. Not that Angel Delight does bring on diabetes. No. Just have a healthy, balanced diet, okay?
Yeah. And I think you should do a sequel to Super Size Me, in which for a month you live on only Angel Delight.
We can all live that dream. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Would you like that?
Yeah. But let's move on.
Which meal would you most prefer it for?
Breakfast.
Which would be the guiltiest breakfast?
Yeah, sitting there. Oh, I'm having a bowl of that. Anyway, I have one from your dad.
Oh, what, Angel Delight? Well, any other business?
Any other business. And it does, in fact, concern Angel Delight.
Long-term listener and, long-term writer-inner.
Yeah. So, Josh, I just wanted to take the opportunity to make sure that your listeners are clear in their minds about the history/timeline of Angel Delight.
Oh, I bet you're excited about this, aren't you, Neil?
This is edutainment. In the late 50s/early 60s, I well remember Sunday afternoon tea regularly ending with a huge bowl of chocolate Instant Whip.
Oof.
My mother, your grandma, always sliced a banana into it and covered the top with grated milk chocolate. Ooh.
Oh!
It was like nothing else that we ate during the rest of the week. It was an absolute treat.
I can imagine. Would you like that, Neil?
I'd love that, yeah. Although banana sounds a bit healthy. Then, in 1967, a new product came onto the market. It was called Angel Delight. Angel Delight
1967?
Yeah.
The Summer of Love?
Yeah.
Wow.
Angel Delight was much a deluxe
My
version.
dad would have been 17 at that point.
Good.
I mean, surely there was more going on as a 17-year-old in 1967 than Angel Delight.
There probably was, but not that we can talk about at 10:25 on a Saturday morning.
Okay.
Angel Delight was a deluxe version of Instant Whip. It was silky smooth, it set more subtly, and the flavours actually tasted roughly similar to what they were supposed to be. Strawberry Angel Delight was a truly mind-blowing experience.
Turn on, tune in, drop out. That was the slogan for Angel Delight in 1967.
Yeah. Clearly, Angel Delight was still going strong in the 1990s, as Neil and your listeners testify. It's still going strong today. So this is just to say, Angel Delight may well have been a highlight of the life in the 90s, but the truth is, it was actually a product of the swinging 60s. Kind regards, Dad.
Wow. What a time the 60s was.
I know.
The world changed. First the pill and then Angel Delight. Unbelievable.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Bastille on XFM. Josh Widdicombe with producer Neil.
Good morning.
And this is Groove FM. You just said there's a film coming out, Bastille with Pompeii. So let's trade trivia and see who's got the best trivia about that. Do you want to start?
I just said there's a big film coming out later in the year called Pompeii, starring Kit Harington from Game of Thrones.
Oh, right.
It's kind of like Gladiator mixed with a...
So it's about the...
Yeah, it's about the Pompeii.
Yeah.
But it's Gladiator mixed with, like, Day After Tomorrow.
Portsmouth. Is it about Pompeii? It's about when they got that 10-point deduction for... Is he playing Harry Redknapp?
Yes, I believe so, yeah. Harry Redknapp's never had such a chiselled body.
Starring Russell Crowe as David Nugent. It's a bit. I was going to say Bastille, the drummer, supports Plymouth Argyle. That's not trivia. You win, I think. I'll give you that.
He commentated on a game as well last week.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Unbelievable. What a world we live in. Now, and they've won a Brit Award. So, yeah.
His life is going well.
His life is going well. Yeah, unbelievable. We've got Plymouth 4-0 and 5-0 the last two games. He must be walking on air, that guy from Bastille. I bet he can't believe it's 2013. 14. Well, and 13. That's when it started for them. Right, 2 texters in. Number 1, are you having a better life than the guy from Bastille? No. Number 2. Number 2, things you are too old to learn. This comes from, you tweeted, quite mean-spirited tweet, I felt, Neil. I thought better than you. Better of you. What did you tweet? Should I get the wording up?
Well, no, I just said people that can't use cling film baffle me.
Baffle?
Yeah.
Because I can't use cling film.
How?
Well, that's what I view on cling film.
You unroll it, you tear it,
the fact you brought a cake in wrapped in cling film, I don't even know if your wife has baked. I think you just thought, what can I wrap in cling film?
It's the simplest thing ever.
It's not. It's really difficult.
Okay.
It screws into a long line.
No, it doesn't. You're just not using the serrated edge properly. Right, okay, a little tip.
Let me make this is very clear that I've thought of a way around using cling film in that I wrap everything in foil.
That's noisy.
Well, what? How loud? What are you trying to do? How secretive are you trying to be when you're wrapping a cake?
Okay, I imagine, like, you're on the road quite a lot, or you're on trains. If you're in a quiet carriage, if you unwrap sandwiches that you've probably made in foil, that's really kind of disturbing the ambience.
I don't go in the quiet carriage, mate, because I'm not a square.
Okay, whatever.
Do you go in the quiet carriage?
Sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you listen to music? We got off the subject, because I never know what the ruling is on whether I'm allowed to listen to music in the quiet carriage.
Yeah, at a reasonable level.
Yeah. Just get my ghetto blaster out. Pump out some MC5. That's how I roll, mate. Yeah. So, because this the other thing I've had with that, unable to learn as an adult, which we may come to later, is I'm a very, very weak swimmer.
Okay.
But I feel like it's too late. I feel like it's too embarrassing.
No.
I've made the decision I'm just going to stay away from water.
No.
Which is actually easier than you think, because Like the sea.
Not in the recent weather.
I like, well, topical satire. The sea, I say good, I mean, I'm a good 30 miles, 40 miles away from it now. I like to keep a good 10 miles between me and the sea at all times.
Okay.
And then I'm never going to have to swim.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it things you don't know how to do, like tie your shoes would be one. Things that, but you feel it's too late to learn. Like someone's name who you're in a relationship with. That would be a situation. The other one we want, I went to watch England v Denmark this week. And I'm pleased I was drunk because it was so dreary. Not that I'm condoning drinking, but most boring thing you've had to sit through. And any clever clogs is first person to tweet in this show. You don't have to listen to it. Groove FM is on a different frequency. I think they're two good ones. I'm quite excited about this.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get some good stuff.
Chin up, mate.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
This is Josh Widdicombe on XFM, and now, as always, at this kind of time in the morning, we come to Nish Kumar's Nishipedia.
Good morning, or is it?
There it is, the catchphrase. How are you, Nish?
Yeah, I'm good, the catchphrase.
The catchphrase?
It's shouted louder every week.
You walk down the street, there he is with his bloody catchphrase.
People showing me T-shirts, he's got on key fobs, all of the...
Mouse mats.
Mouse mats.
Right, let's move on. What have you got for us this week? For listeners that don't know, unlikely, but we'll plough on. We'll pretend.
They don't know because the government doesn't want them to know.
Exactly. Nish, a fan of conspiracy theories, not a believer, but an interested observer, shall we say. Each week you bring us a new conspiracy theory we may not be aware of.
Previous weeks we've had ones that have been very digestible in short form. J.K. Rowling doesn't exist. Saddam Hussein owns a secret Stargate. This one is a little bit more complicated. It's a theory from an American man called Lyndon LaRouche, who's quite a powerful businessman. And he has a bunch of different theories that are funny in different ways. Funny, ha-ha, funny, peculiar, and not funny.
Not funny.
So we're going to go for ones from the first camp of that. Lyndon LaRouche believes, and this is a direct quote, that the British rock band The Beatles, we've heard of them, were manufactured by MI5 in the 1960s, specifically so they could introduce Americans to, and I quote, the rock, drug, sex counterculture.
Oh, yeah, of course they were.
British agents designed to, and that is just
so what's his evidence? What's his evidence?
Before we get into the evidence, let's find out why the British government were doing this. It's because Queen Elizabeth II supports her regime by running an international drug dealing cartel.
Oh, of course she does.
And this all comes from LaRouche's book, Why Your Child Became a Drug Addict.
Wow.
So that's it. He thinks that the Beatles were agents of the British government who were covering for the Queen so that she can continue dealing her drugs. And the allegation was that they were MI5 agents, and their songs were designed to promote a culture that would encourage American teenagers to take drugs, drop out of school, and grow their hair and speak like the vultures in the Jungle Book.
I think, do you know what? I think this one's got legs. It's the one that I'd buy. The problem is, I mean, they've got quite a lot of history, haven't they, the Beatles?
Well, I mean, that's classic MI5, isn't it? That's classic MI5, Josh. Think it through. They've planted all of this stuff. They mysteriously disappeared to Hamburg. That's definitely some sort of MI5 agent training facility.
Yes, of course. Well, they did 12 hours a day.
Exactly.
So the 10,000 hours principle.
I mean, they did 10,000 hours of spying.
Oh, unbelievable. So, I mean, this is probably the most feasible that we've had.
Certainly when you compare it to the Saddam Hussein Stargate snafu.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. So, I don't want to do this, but I'm not even going to throw this one to the producer. I'm going to go with it.
Okay, that's right.
It's true.
It's in.
Thank you very much.
Spies.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
And now joined by Jon Richardson.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well. Yeah, I'm all right.
Show debutante?
Yes, yeah. This one.
Yeah, this one.
I've been on other shows.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, well, just before here, actually, I was with Titchmarsh downstairs, Classic FM.
Oh, of course.
Just did an hour with him, just texting.
And we think there's a show in the building. I'm not sure. I think there's a show in the building where David Mellor and Ken Livingstone host together. Either that, or they just hang out together on a Saturday morning in this building a lot.
Wow, you play two records back to back again. I'm going to find that. I'm getting on that one.
I want some... Because downstairs there's the Classic FM toilets where you get Classic FM, and up here we get the I think it's
Capital.
Capital.
I've got the same in my house.
Yeah.
Downstairs toilets, Classic FM. Upstairs for Capital.
Well, I don't go upstairs now because I find it too intense. So I went downstairs to the Classic FM toilets for a more enjoyable experience.
Lovely.
Missed my link. It's too far.
That will happen within an adagio.
It will. I mean, you did say, that's acceptable, Neil? Is that that kind of innuendo? I did a. That wasn't.
That wasn't an innuendo.
Oh, was that not an innuendo?
It was a classical music reference.
Oh yeah, no.
It says a lot about the two of us. I think that you confused that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I did a. I met a man this week who did the most innuendo. You know when someone just won't stop doing innuendos?
Yeah. And
it becomes frustrating. I got genuinely angry at the the
Where was this?
I shouldn't be talking about
it.
Yeah, it was in a professional situation. So we'll move on.
Okay.
I've shared too much. I'm like Howard Stern, really, in many ways.
Do you think that man's listening? I mean, you really look upset with yourself for letting that one slip.
I don't think he is listening.
Right.
Because he'd go, radio, wouldn't mind
long wave, short wave. Depends how cold it is outside.
Yeah. I know what I'd like to see in digital.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally made as little sense as that.
I really want to know. Is it someone I'm going to encounter in my professional life?
If your career takes a real downturn.
Oh, well, almost certainly then.
So I'll give you his card.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
So what would you normally be doing at this time, John, on a Saturday morning?
Saturday kitchen, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, watching them cook.
Oh, you like cooking, don't you?
Sounded really upset with me there.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, you like cooking, don't you? One of them who has hot food as well as cold. I do, yeah.
I bet you own an oven, don't you?
I've got an oven, yeah, with a combined grill.
Yeah.
But it's convection. I want gas, but I mean, I didn't come here to tell you about this. I didn't come here to complain about my problems.
No, it's fine. It says an open forum.
It's less exciting cooking since I stopped eating meat. There's a lot less options. You can't really stew corn for 6 hours.
No,
Once corn's hot, it's done.
Well, to take that with Mo Farah,
yes,
the voice of corn.
Yeah, I'm disappointed not to have been asked about that advert. When I'm doing innuendo back to back, I need lots of protein. Don't get me started.
And when I say back to back, you know what I mean.
Josh Widdicombe.
Rich Third Supergrass with me coughing. Once again, showing off our brilliant understanding here. We're like Keegan and Toshak in many ways. This is Josh Widdicombe, still joined by Jon Richardson.
Hello.
I'm going to say still joined. It would be a real kick in the teeth if you'd left after one link.
It would be. I mean, if I'd stormed out, that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? He's done his link. So I'm contractually obliged to do.
Yeah, I think that should sell the tour. See you later.
Yeah, if you need me, I'll be in a town near you. I'll do one joke and then I'll leave.
What we do is we tend to, if people come on, we leave it to literally the last minute before we mention if they've got anything that they're,
That's the best way.
It's the best way.
Yeah. So should we get it out of the way now?
I've really blown it.
So you've done it now.
I've done it now.
But I don't want people to think I'm not here because we're friends.
Of course.
I've just popped by, haven't I? I was just in the area.
Exactly.
Just on Leicester Square feeding the pigeons and you shouted, why don't you pop in?
Why don't you come in and chat about life? Now, there's two things we're talking about this morning. The one that I want to talk about now, Neil, is things that you are too old to learn. I don't know why. I started by numbering them, and then I thought there's no need. They should put in a list of 2. Would you number in a list of 2, John?
I would number or alphabetise, yeah. Sure, I'd go 1 or 2 or A or B.
I'd always number rather than alphabetise, wouldn't you?
Or you could go a sort of big break and have like a red and yellow or something like that.
I once saw a Big Break, and I was a big fan of it. We'll come back to that. I'm getting distracted.
What a tease.
What a tease.
That is classic. Join me after this for my Big Break anecdote.
But I tell you what, in a related anecdote, yesterday I watched a full episode of The Krypton Factor.
Oh, do you know, I did the very same last week.
Did you?
Really enjoyed it, and it was
really
nice
good.
to see the highest scoring qualifier from the first round get through. It goes to show that can happen. He really had to G himself up. He must have gone into that knowing, I'm the least qualified to be here. I should be out. But he really, he took that opportunity, and it's an inspiration to all of us. Oh,
it's like when I did the So You Think You're Funny final, and Sarah Pascoe got through as a best runner-up, and then she came second in the final.
He referenced that. He said, this hasn't happened yet, but my victory here today will be echoed in the So You Think You're Funny 2000.
8.
8, wow.
Great final. Do you want me to list you through the people in the final, Neil?
No.
Okay. Now, let's get back to Big Break. Well, we'll move on from that. Do you want to hear it?
Later. Tease.
Tease. Later in the show, we'll be talking about...
Tease me.
It's basically an anecdote about someone winning a rubbish prize on Big Break, which really isn't good radio.
Seems like an anecdote you should save for next week and then set up a texter off the back of it. I don't want to do your jobs for you guys.
Oh, Radio Pro.
Worst prize you've ever received.
Worst prize you've ever received. Write that down, Neil. This is great. Last week, Kerry Godliman gave us a new feature.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so, I mean, there we go. Now, we are he's genuinely writing it down.
Worst prize. Okay, good.
Okay, good. Things you're too old to learn. John, have you... you can swim, presumably.
Sort of. I make a lot of fuss about it. There's a lot of noise. I can't swim on holiday because I distract people. But in a drowning situation, I'm confident I could stay afloat. Which is the...
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, I think so. You can't, presumably.
I'm very weak. But you know, Neil sees that as a way to be better than me. Is there anything you're...
Yeah.
Yeah, that and cling film.
Musical instruments, I guess, are the things I hope I'm not too old to learn. I had one guitar lesson about 3 months ago.
Did
from
you?
a very sexy... It was a gift from my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And the guy who gave me the Spanish lesson turned out to be quite a sexually attractive young Spanish guy who's doing a PhD, teaches guitar in his
Are you
spare
learning
time.
Spanish guitar?
I'm hoping we get there. But the problem with Spanish, you see, is A and E in Spanish are A and E and A, and he kept getting the vowels wrong. He kept saying E, and I was going A. And we just spent an hour in my house going A, E, just making noises.
You ended up teaching him English. That was how the lesson ended
I'm
up.
trying, yeah, but I've got 5 lessons. I can't have him back because he's too much of a threat to me in my own house.
Oh, so what, in a kind of...
Well, he's just too handsome.
Wow.
He's too handsome, and he strums the guitar, and then I cannot play
Can't
one
you go to him?
chord, or as he calls them, the chords. You must learn the chords.
And it hurts your fingers when you first learn guitar.
It really does. Can you play the guitar?
I learned when I was like... And then you never lose the hardness on the fingers.
I'm not sure I want that.
Do you know...
I don't want hard finger ends. I like having soft hands.
Yeah. I've
So-
got a scar on that finger, you might be able to see.
Is that from guitar,
That's
is
from
it?
guitar. Yeah,
How
look
do
at
you
that.
use that finger?
You what?
4th finger, right hand?
The ring finger?
Yeah.
Left hand?
Is it what chords are you doing with the 4th finger?
A or E.
What chord do you do with the 4th finger? The 4th finger? No, the 4th finger.
This sounds like a
Perfect.
disaster.
But I've also ordered a piano. So
Blimey!
I
run
plan
into
to
the deep
fill
end.
my house with instruments that I can't play, and then invite an orchestra round for dinner.
Well, I think, you know, the piano is a tough... I remember when I was a kid and I was a big fan of Dire Straits and the Rolling Stones, because that's who my dad was into. I wanted to learn the guitar. My parents bought me a recorder. And it was a real kick in the teeth, but you've got to learn... I think you need to start with the recorder, John.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then work your way up.
I sort of assume I'll just do it. I think eventually I'll pick up an instrument, and in a former life I'll have been good at it and I'll be able to do it. And I'll just keep buying instruments until I find the one that I'm naturally gifted at.
Well, I think the triangle beckons. So, Neil,
Yes.
you can play an instrument, presumably.
I play guitar, or can play guitar. Yeah.
You play guitar.
I play guitar.
Do you? How often do you play?
About 3 years ago. I messed up my sentence there. And
Oh, right.
Yeah, I haven't played in a while.
No, I left my guitar in my last house as a kind of admission to myself that it was...
Deliberately?
Yeah, because I just didn't play it, and then I just lent it in to my old flatmate in the full knowledge that I was never going to really ask for it back.
Oh, someone stayed then? You didn't just...
Yeah, no,
completely leave the house?
that would be amazing. You move in, there's a guitar in there.
Yeah, I did that with some herbs and spices. I left the house.
There's an admission that you don't use them.
Jar of cinnamon that had gone hard. I just left it.
But then, as we learned earlier, you're one of those people that likes cooking, aren't you?
I am one of those people, yeah. I put cinnamon in porridge. That's how far I take it.
I think we should leave it there.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Arctic Monkeys, this is Josh Widdicombe on XFM with Jon Richardson.
Invoice me for the microphone if you want.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, wasn't it?
good, very cool.
I do hope they invoiced him for the microphone.
Yeah, invoice me for this teacup if you want as well, by the way, I'm stealing it.
Fair enough. We will do. I mean, it's a free global mug.
Is it?
I think that's free, isn't it?
You can have that.
Can I?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really want it, I was just being rock and roll. It's sort of backfired now.
I mean, we wash it out before you leave.
I'd
You
be
don't want-
more bothered to just have to carry it home, to be honest. Unless there's a global carrier bag knocking about.
There might be an XFM one.
Like it. I'll take it.
Well, you're cleaning up here.
I know, it's going well.
Anything
isn't
else
it?
you want?
Been offered some Victoria sponge.
Yeah, you turn that down.
It's a bit early for sponge.
It's a kick in the wife. A kick in the wife. Kick in the
wife.
A kick in the. A kick in the whatever.
Teeth.
For Neil's wife, in that you've chosen a global mug over her Victoria sponge.
Well, it's fascinating. You've already used the phrase "a kick in the teeth" today.
Have I?
You used it and then forgot it almost immediately.
I think it's because the kick in the wife sent me. I panicked.
Yeah.
I'm going to start using it.
It's not a phrase that's going to catch on.
It's not, no. Although it might with the person that I met this week who loved an innuendo.
Oh, yeah, David Dimbleby. I wasn't supposed to say, was I? You were the floating guest for question time this week, in the wings.
He's a lot camper off screen. You can't believe it. Oh, I won't mind a question from the back.
Yeah, the gentleman in the fetching red leather jacket.
Now, Neil, it comes to your turn to shine. Yeah, fair enough. In the section of the show called Neil of Fortune, which you've named yourself and which you run yourself. So here we go.
Yeah, so, John, I have 3 games here for you to play. Well, you can only play one of them.
Is one of them called Neil of Fortune? Because that sounds dubious.
No.
I don't really want to do that one.
That's the umbrella that these hide under.
Great.
Okay, so game number 1 is called...
By the way, you've got the answers held towards John.
Oh.
Unbelievable. Sorry.
He didn't even say anything good. Right, game number 1 is called On My Head, open brackets, Jon Richard, close brackets, Son.
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Do you actually like that?
I like any wordplay that you have to say the grammar that's in it to make it
You're
clear
going to
where the
enjoy
joke
the
is.
next 10 minutes of your life.
Comma, colon, inverted commas.
So this game, John, you're a big fan of Leeds United, I understand?
Yes. Yeah, why not? Yep.
Good. Can you identify the Leeds player I've bleeped out of this commentary clip? There are 3 clips in total. Can you fancy that?
This is my worst nightmare.
Is that your worst nightmare?
Well, it's the sort of... it's like when you go on quiz shows and you just think, I think I know some things, but
yeah.
There'll be a geography question in there that will make me look like the stupidest person that's ever been on this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, this could backfire, that one.
All right. Game number 2. It's called The Beat Goes John and John and John and John and John.
Good.
Didn't go down as well.
You're not selling them. You look embarrassed. You can't look at me when you're reading them, Neil, which is a problem.
Sell that one with more gusto, Neil.
No. So, Fatboy Slim, a.k.a. Norman Cook, is a top beat maker. I've condensed...
Yes, true.
I've condensed his career down into a short story. Can you answer some questions based on that short story? There are 5 questions in total.
Okay.
Okay. And the third game...
So what do you mean? You've written a short story that is...
Yeah, and then I'll pull some questions from that short story. So it's like a memory test.
Oh,
okay. So is the
factor.
story fictional?
No, I've just
It's
kind of
about
condensed...
Fatboy Slim, weren't you
like
listening?
Biography.
But, alright, so it's just like what you'd read on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Or would it be like, once upon a time Norman Cook was in the House Martins?
I'm not going to give it away.
Alright, okay.
All right. Game number
Just
3.
asking.
Just write down House Martins.
Game number 3 is titled 8 out of 10 placemats.
Oh, yes.
So you're obviously a team captain on 8 out of 10 cats.
True.
And I'm sure you're keen to, like me, protect your dinner table when you enjoy a lovely meal.
Yes.
The ideal way to do this is with the placemat. So I have 5 placemat facts, of which some are true and some are false, from the National Quilt Museum. Can you identify which are which?
Oh, my friend Alan's mother is a big quilter.
All right.
Is it?
So I wonder if I've absorbed some knowledge about quilting.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, and I do like a placemat.
All right.
Do you?
It's an option. Yeah, everyone loves a placemat, don't they?
Do you use them at all times?
Well, I have more than one. I've got some wooden, sort of pine placemats.
Really?
I've got some black cotton ones, and I've got some reed ones.
Really? You've got 3 types of placemats?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it depends on your dinner table settings, doesn't it?
How often do you have dinner
spend
parties?
ages laying your table.
Yeah.
David
Oh, you're, one of,
Dimbleby.
you're one of those people that cooks, though, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's it. When I'm serving cinnamon porridge, starter, main, and dessert.
Would you use a placemat if you're on your own?
No, I don't set the table when I'm on my own. That level of tragedy has exited my life. That was strictly in my 20s, that level of sad, spending time on your own. Now, I just eat on one of my nest of tables in front of the telly.
Oh!
It's like man behaving well in my house.
So which game would you like to play, John?
I don't know anything about Norman Cook, and I don't know anything about placemats other than my own. So I'm going to go for the Leeds one and hope it doesn't backfire.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Josh Widdicombe on XFM. Producer Neil's headphones just broke.
Yeah.
In the middle of his section as well, Neil.
Right, I can cope.
Did you replace those? Oh, you've got them over one ear.
Yeah, I'll just do the one ear.
That's how the cool kids wear them, though, anyway, isn't it?
Supposedly.
You can get away with that on a quiet carriage, Neil. That would be booming out the carriage. This is Jon Richardson still with us, obviously, as well. I should draw attention to that.
Sticking with it.
Sticking to the bitter end.
Yeah.
And now, Neil, we are in the middle of a hot game of Neil of Fortune.
Yes, we are.
Would you like to take it away?
Okay, so we are playing On My Head, open brackets, Jon Richard, close brackets, Son, where our guest, Jon Richardson, will be trying to identify the Leeds player in these Leeds United commentary clips, because you are a fan of Leeds. What I didn't mention, John, is I have clues to help you, should you.
Oh, excellent. Good.
Okay, so sit back and enjoy clip number one.
Just to hype it up, I think the mug should be on this.
Oh, I get to keep the mug.
You get to keep the mug if you get 2 out of 3.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Exciting, isn't it?
It would be better if you hadn't already offered me the mug. That's what I will say.
Well, a set is better than one, so we can offer you another.
Oh, wow.
Matching global mugs.
Well, now you're talking. I mean, there's other software in this room I'd like. There's
What would you
tellies
like?
in here.
There's tellies.
Can I have a telly?
No.
No?
But I tell you what you can do. You can choose which channel the telly is on.
Oh, wow.
Let's play the game.
Okay.
Okay, clip number one.
I'm quite excited by that now. I've seen
Yeah.
your face lit up a bit then.
9-0.
Clip number one.
Just reward for their supremacy. On he goes! Oh! Even by his standards, breathtakingly brilliant.
That was his name beeped out.
Yeah.
The commentator wasn't just so
Yeah.
impressed with the goal.
Well, I mean, with what was going on at Sky Sports in those days, it could have been anything. We'll have to bleep those out for sexism reasons. That was the voice of Martin Tyler.
Oh! Bonus point, Neil?
No.
Oh.
On He Goes suggests it was a run. I mean, the name I've got in my head, it's great to hear the words just rewards for their supremacy. I haven't heard that said during a Leeds United commentary for at least 10 years now. And against the run of play, that's gone in off a fan.
Do you want any clues?
Do I lose points if I mean, I would have a guess.
I think your guess is going to be correct.
Just because of this, and even by his standards, the only player we've had renowned for scoring remarkable goals was Tony Yeboah.
That's correct.
Yes.
Oh,
Everyone misses Tony Yeboah.
I don't know. What happened to him? Didn't he get fat and rubbish?
We did that to a lot of strikers. We turned strikers fat and rubbish for a while. That was our sort of sideline.
Thomas Brolin.
Thomas Brolin, goalkeeping in the lower Swedish leagues for a pub team, I believe, by the time he'd finished at Leeds.
That was versus Wimbledon. Leeds won 4-2 in 95.
Great days.
Great days.
Everyone remembers that one.
All right, let's go for clip number two.
It's a good ball over the top for to try and get onto it. In here, and he's poked it in.
That sounds less impressive.
I mean, this is a hard
That
game.
is a tough
I will
one.
say. I mean, you've basically narrowed it down by saying it's about Leeds, but other than that,
There's
that
no-
could come from any commentary at any point.
All right, it occurred in 2013, and you were playing Watford.
So that's it's 2013 was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Don't get a point for that.
No. I'm gonna need more. It's a short name, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It finished 3-3.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Ross McCormack's the only player that scored in the last year, so I'd have to go for that.
Correct.
Oh,
Amazing.
on fire, on a hat trick.
Can I just say, if he is listening, Not wishing to sound desperate. Please don't leave. Please, never leave.
All right, third and final clip.
Flips the ball wingward to Hart. Covered by Chadwick. Uses the right foot, it's a cross, and it's a goal for Leeds United.
Any ideas, John?
So that was Ian Hart crossing the ball, was it?
Yeah, so Bowyer to Hart.
Great free kick taker in
Those were
Hart.
the days. He's still knocking around. Is he at Reading, I think, now, Ian Hart?
No, he left last
Did he?
season. Yeah.
Are you a Reading fan?
Through kind of the in-laws, yeah.
Stick that caveat in there. Begrudgingly, yes.
I do enjoy
it's
watching
passed
the
down on
Royals.
the mother's side. Let's see, who would have been up front then? Hart, Bowyer.
Got a year?
Well, I'm
you
going
can more or
to
less.
stick it in the early 2000s, am I?
2002.
Yeah. Let's go for Mark Viduka.
Incorrect.
Do you know that was the one I went with
Did you?
when he played it to me earlier? But
Another one.
Another name?
Yeah.
maybe if you were to think of Mark Viduka's nationality,
Oh, okay. Harry Kewell.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
that was a bit of a
right.
disappointing end, Neil.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's not your
You need
fault.
sort of a crowd effect. I did feel like it was good to get the answer, but only you cheering.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
The Kings of Leon Temple. I'm a big fan of when they end the song with just 3 chords like that have never really been in the song before.
You can't beat songs that end, can you?
No.
Get it done, right and end.
Yeah, exactly. Fade out. Not on my watch, mate. It's not as fashionable as it once was, the fade out.
Difficult live as well. Just slowly backing off from the audience until they can't hear you anymore and then having to run back.
That's how we're going to end my next show. This is Josh Widdicombe with Jon Richardson.
Hello.
And producer Neil.
Hello.
Now, one of the we've got 2 text topics. I should really draw attention to a text we've had not on the topics first, which is, I won't say the address, but someone has just texted us an address followed by the phrase not sure of postcode, and then swiftly texted afterwards, or 2 minutes it took them to realise, that wasn't for you guys, nothing suspicious or conspiratorial, honest, Fergal from Bushy.
Has Fergal put conspiratorial or conspiratorial?
Conspiratorial, sorry.
Okay, good. That's all right. Just clearing up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, Fergal's not made 2 mistakes, mate.
Yeah.
If you want, I don't know what's happened there. Presumably Fergal's listening to the show.
You
Do you
would
think
assume
someone is hoping for an address and has been sent an anecdote about what Fergal doesn't want to learn has now done?
Where do you want your pizza delivered? Well, I hope I can learn to swim.
Yeah, don't keep at it, John. The guitar's hard at first, but it's once you pick it up.
I assume your text number isn't like 077. I assume it's
No, it's 83936.
Yeah.
So,
So there must be something similar, I guess, for like a food thing.
Fergal, if you're listening, I mean, tweet to us what has happened there. We'd be interested to know, although someone may now also get another tweet.
We could pop round.
I once got I won't say which show it is because I don't want to advertise that we've got a rival show, but I once got someone tweeted in an answer to their phone in. Absolutely livid.
Well, that's good. You can
Hi
trump
Frank,
them.
blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Oh, you've sort of ruined it now, haven't you? I
Yeah,
liked the idea of not revealing you had a rival show, as if people didn't know there were other radio stations.
No, there isn't.
Thought there is station, and this is what it comes on. And I didn't know there was another one.
Now, one of the things we're talking about is the worst thing you've had to sit through, based on the fact we both went to England v Denmark on Wednesday. Boy, was that
Yeah,
fun.
I tell you what though, we're ready for a World Cup. I would say England, not the team, but the logistics. Getting up to Wembley and out again.
Oh,
was
yeah.
an absolute dream.
Oh, it was great, wasn't it?
Fantastic, really good, well-run stadium. Well done, all the staff at Wembley who weren't wearing an England shirt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a really heartfelt moment. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, that's good.
This on things you've had to sit through. The worst thing you've had to sit through. Got given free tickets to a comedian by my friend because he couldn't go. Turns out he'd bought tickets for the wrong night, and I had to sit by myself through a 3-hour convention on marital issues in the bedroom. I got Stranger Things. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, that's an amazing mix-up.
3 hours without an interval as well. God,
Yeah.
I would never dream of that at a stand-up gig, let alone if I was discussing marital difficulties.
No, well, would you, if you were doing a marital difficulties, you'd have 2 breaks.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Tease him into the next one. And coming up, we'll find out why this couple haven't touched each other for 3 years.
You've been a lovely audience. Just, you've got 20 minutes now to...
Maybe it was just one couple arguing for 3 hours and they could never call an interval. Whoever was hosting it, can we just... Yeah, no, that's a good point, yeah. Well, perhaps we could discuss it. No, okay, yeah. We'll bring up the cat. Yeah, that's fine. Well, yeah.
I keep asking for if you've got more information on what did come up in that, or if there was an interval, whoever this is, they haven't left a name.
I was dreading that text ending. I got 2 tickets to a so-called comedian called Jon Richardson.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Still with Jon Richardson? Still.
You're starting to sound really upset about that. As if am I supposed to have left by now?
You were never booked in the first place.
Oh, hurtful. Well, I shall take my 2 mugs.
And James Acaster.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, man. Yeah, good.
Yeah, good week?
Yeah, I want to say good week.
Yeah.
It's a really uneventful week, apart
Has
from
it?
the stories I've told you off the air that I can't tell on the air.
I know, I can't... It's unbelievable. That's one of the rudest things I've ever heard, James. But
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Jonathan Dimbleby.
Yeah, fair enough. How's your mouth?
Yeah, good.
All the thinking.
Good, thanks.
Last week, James had a wisdom tooth out.
Oh,
And
Big time.
I heard a Jeremy Vine call-in on wisdom teeth only a couple of weeks ago.
Did you? Well, we'll
That
move
could
on
be a
then. I
real
didn't
bind.
realise it. What was the call-in?
Well, just about what difficulties they can cause for people. I'd never realised I was so lucky not to have had trouble with my
Yeah.
wisdom teeth. Does that mean you've got to have more, or is that
No,
just a rogue?
that was the only one. That was the only one. It was growing at an angle, mate. And it was a hazard to the other teeth.
Right, better get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cut it
Cut
out.
my losses.
Yeah. Have you kept it?
No, they had to cut it into 4
Oh, yeah,
pieces.
we discussed this last week.
Josh really hates stuff like this. He goes, instantly, the regret on your face as soon as you ask that.
The best detail of the story is James had local anaesthetic, because if you
Support your local brands.
because if he couldn't go under general anaesthetic because he couldn't find a friend to come with him.
Now, that is getting exaggerated every time you tell it.
What do you need a friend for?
Well, they said you had to have fun with you.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, there you go. The only person more happily lonely than me is Jon Richardson, and he will happily say,
Well, it's
why do you need a friend?
Something good to add to your list, I can't even get generally anaesthesed to wake you up, or just to be there when
I think
you...
just go home with you, make sure you don't get into any
Oh, I
trouble on the
see.
way home, wander
Yeah.
into an alley or whatever.
Oh dear, it is sad. We'll do an appeal next. If you have another wisdom tooth out, we'll do a text appeal to see if anyone will come with you.
Yeah, okay, great. I'll try and get another tooth out for no reason, so that I can just get chaperoned by a stranger to the hospital.
There's a guy who had
Glad you're throwing yourself into it.
no anaesthetic at all, just had hypnotherapy and had a tooth taken out.
Oh no, that's not a thing, is it?
And they said all the way through, they said 0 to 10, just tell me what your pain's like at the moment, and it never got above 4. Wow. Fine with it.
Just kept on clucking every time they asked him.
Now, James, we're talking today. I haven't told you this off air, so this is exciting. Is there anything you haven't? Well, we'll start with, can you swim?
Yes.
Oh, can you use cling film?
Surprised that I can swim?
Yeah.
Well, no, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Can you use cling film?
Yeah?
God, he's a better man than me.
I used to work in a kitchen, remember?
Oh yeah, all right,
So,
bragging.
you know, we knew how to use cling film, and then put one of those stickers that has the date on it, so that you use it in time.
Ah, I didn't know that. We are talking about... I mean, that's one of the most boring things I've ever heard. Even by your standards.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Now, last week, James, you mentioned on the show Weetabix.
Yep.
And the listenership went through the roof.
As always.
And you mentioned that you were being sent some Weetabix drink.
Yeah, well, people couldn't believe... I couldn't believe it when Weetabix have released an energy drink called...
Sorry, I shouldn't have outwardly laughed.
called Weetabix on the Go.
Yeah.
And...
Can I just make it clear? It sounds like we're doing an infomercial.
Yeah, it does sound like we are.
But this is genuinely a thing that's happened.
This is something that,
This really is. When they sent you those bottles, this is more than they expected to get out of it.
Yeah, the point is, they just talk about it on the radio because we genuinely can't believe that it's happened. It's not. This isn't something like.
So Weetabix have released an energy drink.
It's an admirable step, isn't it, for Weetabix? No one saw that. There'll be a perfume next.
So, like, who came up with that? That must have been quite the board meeting. Tell you what, we need to get into energy drinks.
What did they go?
Guys, something happened this morning. I put too much milk on my Weetabix. It was pointless using the spoon. I just tipped it straight in from the bowl. I've had a thought.
You should have seen me at the gym after I had that.
What flavour? The thing is, sorry, I just got distracted by a text saying, can you ask John if 8 out of 10 Cats is coming back? It's on at the moment.
It's on at the moment, yeah. It's in that prime time Monday night slot. So
I think that guy needs to ask someone if his television's coming back. Really. Yeah.
The person, actually, the person, he meant Countdown.
Oh, I see.
Sorry.
Well, there might be some in the summer. Is that a good answer?
Yeah, sorry. I shouldn't have got distracted. I thought it was a funny tweet, but actually it's fine. But the reason I got confused is he's abbreviated the name of the show to 8 out of 10 Cats Down.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use that on the show.
I've used every other joke I can think of about the 16 episodes we've done.
Anyway, sorry, back to Weetabix, James. So, you've got the drink.
Thank you, Josh. They sent, basically people were tweeting photos of it at me just because I'm from Kettering, which is next to the Weetabix factory. I'm seen as the spokesman for Weetabix now. So people
I don't think this link is dispelling that notion.
Yeah, at the minute I've become that.
Nobody
that guy.
ever goes in. Nobody ever comes out.
So I basically speculated it would be disgusting.
Yeah.
And so Weetabix sent me some to try and prove me wrong. And they sent me strawberry, chocolate and vanilla. I bought the vanilla one in today.
Would you be willing to say on air what happened with the tweet conversation with Weetabix and the other guy?
Oh, quite sad, isn't it? Well, this guy tweeted me saying, have you seen this? Weetabix on the go. And I tweeted back at this normal man just saying, yep, looks disgusting. And then Weetabix on the go commented on it saying, if you like, we can send you some free. See for yourself. Just send us your DM us your address. So
you didn't text it to a radio station.
No. Well, I followed them and I DM'd them my address. But then also the guy who was involved in the conversation, the original guy, went, I'm trying to send you my address, but you don't appear to be following me. If you follow me, I'll be happy to send it. I felt quite sorry for I mean, hopefully Weetabix have done the right thing, followed him, and they're sending him some Weetabix on the go as well.
Let's hope so. It made me laugh so much to read that conversation.
Well, if that guy works hard and gets on the circuit and writes a good Edinburgh show and gets nominated, maybe he'll get some
get some lovely Weetabix drink as well. Living the high life. But
so should we try it?
Yep. It says all the protein, energy and fibre. I'm not going to tell you if it's bitty or not until you try it. What do you imagine it to be before?
I imagine like if you mashed up Weetabix,
shook it up in a bottle.
I imagine it like, you know, like those biopot yogurts where they've got the bits of grain in it.
Yeah.
I imagine it a bit like a thinner version of that.
You'd be disappointed if it wasn't bitty, I think. I'd feel I'd been duped.
Yeah.
Okay, Richardson's going to be disappointed, isn't it? Oh, may I say, before I poured it, no matter how weird this is for you drinking it, the most embarrassing thing is sitting on the tube holding nothing but a bottle of Weetabix on the go and having everyone look at you on the way here.
And not being able to drink it.
They just looked at me for that is disgusting. they look at me like, what are you doing? Drinking stuff like that and taking it around. I was like, I literally am on the go.
I like the idea that someone had seen your act and was going, God, that guy's obsessed with Weetabix.
He doesn't. One for John.
Oh, thanks.
Now, it's not bitty.
Can I keep the mug? Got a little scam going here.
Right, are we ready? It looks quite thin. It's not bitty, did you say?
Not bitty at all. It says all the protein, energy and fibre of a Weetabix cereal with milk.
Right, we ready? That's alright.
It tastes like a yazoo. Really boring.
Like he's
It's
Do you want to try that, Neil?
No, I'm okay.
You sure?
I'll buy my own bottle.
Oh, Neil doesn't even dare drink it. We've got to get Neil to drink it.
Neil's allergic.
The three of us don't even having a problem with it.
I had Weetabix this morning, so I don't want to overdose.
I'll tell you what.
not on the go.
No, it was organic at home.
Wow.
Really? What did you make of it, John?
It's all right, isn't it? If they want that for their advertising campaign, they can have it. It's all right.
I mean,
It just doesn't taste like Weetabix.
no, that's
I
got
do feel
nothing
disappointed.
to do with Weetabix.
They completely
It should just be called On the Go.
Yep, on the go energy drink. Never do. Keep the Weetabix thing a secret.
I'm not going to lie to you, I am absolutely buzzing.
For those of you who can't see, Josh has tied his sweatshirt around his forehead.
I feel like I've done a Jaeger bomb.
Josh Widdicombe podcast. XFM.
Arcade Fire, Reflector, radio edit, and that's why it fades out, which we discussed.
Our radio edit.
Yeah, no such, not on my watch. Not again, please, producer Neil.
Tough.
Right, it brings us to the end of the show, though. So I'm Josh Widdicombe, and you should make that clear, but it's not about me now. I keep forgetting to do that this morning. I think I'm slightly. It's very rare you have someone else here who's served an apprenticeship.
Oh yeah,
On the
it's like
airways.
having Wogan watch, isn't it? Having me, my proud radio history.
So you all, as a thank you for coming in, get the chance to plug your wares. Neil, would you like to start?
Other shows I look after are obviously Dave Rowntree from Blur on a Thursday night at 9. Mixtape on Sunday night from 9 is with Jimmy Goodwin from Doves this week. And following that is Communion at 10, where Maz has storybooks in conversation.
Lovely.
There you go, James.
On Tuesday.
That's their Weetabix drink repeating on you.
Yeah. I cannot. I don't recommend that drink at all. I'm feeling very ill. On Tuesday, I'm doing Joe Lycett, friend of the show.
Oh yeah.
Doing his. Well, you know, it's a BBC Three pilot, so that's not good news. But
Tune in at www.
yeah. But I think there's probably audience tickets or whatever for that. It's called Junk.
See it live.
See it live while you can, because it isn't going nowhere.
I heard that's why BBC Three shut down.
Yeah. Lycett and Acaster on the same show. This has gone too far now.
Well, that's good. Where would you get that? SRO audiences or something like that?
Yeah.
Just
Google Joe Lycett Junk, BBC Three.
Yeah.
Or tickets.
Okay. John?
Well, I'm on a nationwide tour starting tomorrow in Kings Lynn, and I will be at the Great Ormond Street Hospital Gala at the O2 on May the 16th, which is very close to finishing its work of building a new wing in a children's hospital, which is remarkable for a load of roustabouts such as ourselves. And I'm at the Hammersmith Apollo doing 2 nights on October the 3rd and 4th, and it's a big place, and I can't stress that if you want tickets, you go out and grab some. You really saunter down there. But
Well, I'll go to the Great Ormond Street thing.
yeah, go to that. There's lots of people on there. You're on, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
I'm on.
Yeah.
And
Share a dressing room?
who? Oh, share a dressing room.
Yeah. Sharon Dressing Room. Have you not seen Sharon Dressing Room? It's my new character. I thought I'd
Sharon Dressing Room.
Yeah, I thought I'd debut it at the O2.
I sort of hoped they'd have enough space backstage at the O2 for us to get one each.
Oh.
No?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, mate.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.